I'm Brigadier General Retired Earl Arthurs, and I'm the operational specialist at CDEMA. In Dominica, my role is the team leader for the CDEMA team, which comprises a number of entities from the regional response mechanism, which includes the CARICOM Disaster Relief Unit, the regional firemen, search and rescue team, the CAS, which is the CARICOM operational support teams that help out in the operation center, and other units that might come, professional people, technical people, including media specialists, people who do damage assessment. So my role really is to coordinate them, to brief them, to debrief them, and to send the different reports to CDEMA. At the same time, as the senior person from CDEMA, I am here to advise the government of Dominica and to work along with the Emergency Operations Center and to share my knowledge and experience with them.
What type of advice might you provide to both the government and the EOC, the Emergency Operations Center?
Well, with the government, my role really is to advise the Prime Minister and the ministers, the policy people, and strategies. I will probably share with them some of my experience in dealing with legislation, with declarations of disaster and things like that. And at the EOC level, we deal mostly with operations, so we respond to certain scenarios. I will be able to advise the EOC director and give her some of my knowledge and experience. And at the same time, from both levels, the strategic and the operational, I am able to contact CDEMA to get the necessary support that they require.
How does CDEMA hope that this type of support and this kind of technical and professional expertise that someone like you bring would help the situation and help Dominica and other countries affected by natural disaster to return to normal as soon as possible?
Well, one of our strategies in CDEMA is to make sure that the country leads. And in many different disasters that we would participate in support of the countries, we find that the international organizations, some of them want to go in and take over. And I think they don't have much patience in trying to mentor and help to organize the local population or local leaders. They want to go in and take over. Now, CDEMA's strategy is for us to go in support. And so when CDEMA would go in, our job is also to help to coordinate the international community so they don't come in and impose their will on the local population. In the Caribbean, we have plans, we have procedures. It is true that in the first day or two, when people are impacted and so the plan initially is thrown through the window, but our job is to get the plan back and get them on track, and it works. They have their committees, they have their protocols, and our job is to work along with them to execute. And so anybody that comes from outside and joins in support will have to join in support of that plan or those plans.
And finally, General Arthurs, what are some of the ways in which you have seen things improving in Dominica, and especially as a result of CDEMA's support and intervention?
Well, first thing I am happy to see as we speak is that in every area of the response, there is a local person in charge. You know, initially that was not the case. There were some areas that the international partners come in and took over. But I am happy to say that right now, all the different sectors are actually led by the Dominicans, and that is good. That's what we want. Because if something should happen in the next part of the world, these Dominicans will be left alone to pick up the pieces. So they need to be steering the ship now and for the long run. And I think that's one of the things that I really am happy to see. CDEMA has been here with them, ensuring that this takes place.
All right, thank you very much, General Artis, and all the best to you and your team.
You're welcome.
I am Jeffrey Hospidales. I'm an acting assistant superintendent of police from Trinidad and Tobago. I'm the forces coordinator for the CARICOM Disaster Relief Unit. It contains coordinating with the other forces. It entails supervising the CDRU in receiving and dispatching CARICOM goods to the people of Dominica.
How has it been going so far?
Great. We have received quite a number of relief supplies from different Caribbean countries. As you can see, the warehouse is almost full and we still have goods coming in.
Tell me about your team.
Great team. We have bonded well. We have worked quite well together and in receiving and dispatching goods, loading vehicles, offloading containers, offloading vehicles. There are seven of us at this location. We have Antigua, Guyana, St. Vincent, Trinidad and Tobago, and Grenada.
My name is Sean Williams. I'm from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Police Constable number 701.
What has been your role here in Dominica?
Well, mainly I'm the driver down here, transport the CRU personnel. I also do delivering of goods to several shelters.
How do you feel having the opportunity to help serve your fellow Caribbean brothers and sisters?
Well, it's a good feeling. It's a bit challenging, moving from the comfort of your home and coming and living in certain conditions, but in all, it's a good feeling to help those who are affected.
All right, all the best for you.
Thank you, my brother.
My name is Mandela Christian. I am the Program Officer for Preparedness and Response at CDEMA. Currently, I am here in Dominica as part of the COST team, that is the CARICOM Operational Support Team, and I'm lending search capacity to the National EOC, Emergency Operations Center, in response to Hurricane Maria. We have deployed 6 teams to Dominica to lend support to the national response operations. Firstly, we had the RNAT, that is the Rapid Needs Assessment Team, comprised of members from our regional and international partners. It was a 16-member team strong, with personnel specialists from different sectors. We had an agricultural specialist, an engineers, civil engineers, airport engineers, structural engineers, persons from PAHO, CAFA, a number of persons, and the aim was to do a quick assessment of the key sectors identified by the country and to produce a report within 72 hours outlining the impact to that sector, and with short-term, medium-term and long-term recommendations to deal with the effects. We also deployed the COST team, that is the CARICOM Operational Support Team. We had 3 persons at one time, at any given time. This personnel came again from the region, from various disaster offices in the region, and the purpose of this team was to provide surge capacity to the national EOC. Basically, the members of the national EOC were impacted themselves and were in need of that support to help with running the operations of the EOC. So that is the role of the COST, to assist in the setup of operations, in the drafting of situation reports, and just the daily functions of the national EOC. We also have deployed the CARICOM Disaster Assessment and Coordination Team, CDAC. This team was 6 members from the region as well. The main aim of this team was to assist in damage assessments. So they would join a pool of national assessors, damage assessors, and conduct disaster assessments in the various communities. The CDRU, their main aim is or the main task I should say, is to intercept the relief incoming from friendly governments and from donors on the ports. And they tally this relief, they document it, and hand it over to the national EOC for distribution. The aim is not to clog up the ports with red tape and bureaucracy. It is really to ensure that there's accountability for all the items coming in to the country, because the donors would like to know that what they sent was received, and the CDRU ensures that when it goes out to the various communities, or when it leaves the port, that it leaves with someone who was assigned to receive it by the EOC, and it gets to the destination that it was destined for by the EOC. So at the end, they can produce a report to the donors saying that that the goods, that the goods, the relief that they sent was received and reached the destination. We also have on island the search and rescue teams. We had 4 teams initially. Currently, we have only 1 team on island. And what they are doing, although right now it's 2 weeks after the impact of Hurricane Maria, search and rescue has transformed into search and recovery. So they are assisting in that, but more so they are providing search capacity to the fire department, because a number of these personnel are fire officers, and the local fire officers themselves were impacted. So they are assisting in the day-to-day operations of the fire service. They are assisting in repairs to public buildings. They are assisting in cleaning up of public buildings after the public works has cleared up all the debris. They would go in and hose down, scrub up the place to make it fit for use by public servants. So these are the 6 teams that we have on island, and they have been coming and going. We have had different rotations of personnel on these teams because it's an extensive deployment. So persons have been coming in and going, and they are comprised, as I mentioned, of persons from across the region, from across all 18 member states. We pull on resources from this country, from all our member states to form these teams. As a CARICOM agency with responsibility for disaster management, CDEMA is pleased to be of assistance to the Commonwealth of Dominica, the government and its people, and we will continue to provide support to Dominica as long as they need our assistance, and to any of our member states if the unfortunate need arises.